Greek civilization began around 3500 BC, with the development of urban centers and the rise of the first states. This period is known as the Bronze Age. One of the most important developments of the Bronze Age in Greece was the invention of writing. Writing was first used in Smyrna in the second half of the 3rd millennium BC, and by the end of the Bronze Age, it had spread to the entire Greek world. It was used to record religious and civic documents, as well as laws and tariffs, and the arts. The Greeks of the Bronze Age achieved greatness. They were the first to create realistically detailed sculptures, and their works continue to fascinate us to this day. Their art reflects their admiration for the gods, heroes, and animals of their mythology. The Greeks of the Bronze Age also made remarkable advancements in technology. They invented the wheel, which made it easier to farm and transport crops. They also developed the art of metallurgy, which allowed them to produce bronze objects with greater precision and quality. Another important development of the Bronze Age in Greece was the rise of heroic poetry. Epic poems, such as the Iliad and the Odyssey, tell the stories of great heroes and their adventures. These poems provide a window into the beliefs and values of the ancient Greeks and remain an important part of Greek culture to this day. The Bronze Age ended around 2600 BC, marked by the fall of Smyrna and the decline of Greek power. It was replaced by the Iron Age, which lasted until the end of the ancient Greek period, around 480 BC. Hello everyone. Today, we will be talking about one of the most famous wars in ancient history, the Trojan War. This war took place between the Greek and Trojan armies and is considered one of the most significant events in ancient Greek mythology. The Trojan War was caused by the love between Paris, the king of the Trojans, and Helen, the wife of Menelaus, the king of Sparta. Helen was kidnapped by Paris and taken to Greece, where she became the wife of Menelaus. The Greeks, led by Zeus, were angered by this act of infidelity and decided to take revenge by attacking the Trojan city. The Trojan War lasted for 10 years, during which the Greeks and Trojans fought battles on both land and sea. The Trojans were defeated, and Paris was forced to flee the city with his wife. He was eventually captured by the Greek king Agamemnon and taken to Greece, where he was executed. The Trojan War was a devastating event that changed the course of Greek history. It marked the beginning of the decline of the ancient Greek civilization and the beginning of the dominance of the Persian Empire. In conclusion, the Trojan War is a story that has captured the imagination of people for centuries. It is a testament to the power of war, the strength of the human spirit, and the beauty of love. Hello everyone. Today, we will be discussing the introduction of iron. Iron is an essential element for human and animal health. It is a component of hemoglobin, which is a protein that carries oxygen throughout the body. Without enough iron, oxygen may not be delivered to the body's cells, which can lead to anemia. Iron is also important for DNA replication, cellular respiration, and the production of energy. It is involved in the formation of myoglobin, which is a protein that enables muscle cells to store and release oxygen. There are many sources of iron, including meat, fish, beans, lentils, spinach, and fortified cereals. However, not all sources of iron are equal. Some foods, such as liver, are high in iron, but they can also be high in fat and cholesterol. It is important to consume a variety of foods to ensure that the body is getting all the iron it needs. So, let's talk about how to incorporate more iron into our diets. One way is to try adding more dark green leafy vegetables to your meals. These vegetables are rich in the absorbable form of iron, called heme iron. Another way is to increase your intake of red meat or poultry, as these foods are also high in iron. It is also important to chew your food thoroughly to help the body absorb iron better. Iron is an essential nutrient that is important for oxygen delivery, DNA replication, and energy production. By incorporating more iron-rich foods into our diets, we can help ensure that our bodies are functioning properly. Athens and Sparta were two of the most powerful ancient Greek cities. The competition between Athens and Sparta was a major theme in Greek history, with both cities dominating the Greek political and cultural landscape for centuries. Athens was known for its democracy, which allowed for free speech and political discussion. The Athenian culture was also marked by its achievements in philosophy, science, and art. The Olympic Games were one of the most important cultural events in ancient Greece, and Athens hosted the Games for centuries. Sparta, on the other hand, was known for its military might and its strict social hierarchy. The Spartans were also famous for their athletic achievements, particularly in wrestling and boxing. The Spartan culture was characterized by discipline, hard work, and a strong sense of community. Despite these differences, there were some commonalities between Athens and Sparta. Both cities were focused on military training and were concerned with maintaining their power and wealth. They also had a strong sense of national identity and pride. As the competition between Athens and Sparta raged on, both cities grew and developed, eventually becoming global influences in the world of ancient Greece. Ultimately, the impact of Athens and Sparta on Greek culture and history is undeniable, and their legacy continues to be felt today. Hello and welcome to this special program about the first Olympics. The ancient Olympic Games were one of the most prestigious events in ancient Greece, taking place every 4 years in Olympia. The games were dedicated to the god Zeus and were believed to have been held for over 3,000 years before they were officially recognized by the ancient Olympic Committee. In 776 BC, the first Olympics took place in 776 BC and featured competitions in various sports, including running, jumping, wrestling, boxing, and chariot racing. The Greeks believed that these sports were sacred and were performed to honor the gods. The first Olympic Games were a huge success, with thousands of athletes from all over Greece competing. The winners of each event received a gold medal, while silver and bronze medals were awarded in second and third place. One of the most famous athletes of the ancient Olympics was Theodorus of Athens, who won the gold medal in the 400-meter race. He is known as the father of modern athletics and set numerous world records in his sport. The first Olympics were a great success and paved the way for future sporting events around the world. They also had a significant impact on Greek culture and inspired many artistic and philosophical movements. The first Olympics was a historic event that brought together the best athletes from Greece and marked a turning point in the history of sports. Homer wrote some of the most epic poems in history, such as the Iliad and the Odyssey. These poems are believed to be true stories of ancient Greece and have been studied and read for centuries. Homer was a farmer who lived in the 9th century BC. He was born in the town of Lycia in present-day Turkey. He was known for his incredible memory and ability to tell stories. He used this talent to tell stories about the gods and heroes of Greek mythology. Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey in the 8th century BC. These poems are over 18 lines long and tell the story of the Trojan War and the Odyssey of the hero Odysseus. The Iliad tells of the war between the Greeks and the Trojans, while the Odyssey follows Odysseus as he tries to return home. After the war, Homer was not afraid to tell stories that were not pleasant to listen to. He depicted battles, violence, and sexuality in a way that was not considered acceptable in his time. However, his stories continue to be studied and read today, and they continue to inspire people all over the world. In conclusion, Homer is one of the most famous poets in history. He wrote epic poems that have been studied and read for centuries. His ability to tell stories and his willingness to depict difficult subjects make his work timeless and continue to inspire people today. Thank you for listening.